Hey everybody, today I'm putting my pit to the test. We are at the tail end of a snowstorm here. We got about a foot of snow and I'm gonna do a cook. I'm gonna cook some pork belly and some ribs on this today. This is the Patriot Pits 120 gallon offset smoker on the trailer. This thing was made in New England, for New England, all 3/8 inch steel. It's got a partially insulated firebox too, which is gonna help in this cold weather. I'm not worried about this at all. I've cooked in very cold weather down to 15 degrees this year already, but I have not cooked in the snow. This is our first big snowstorm. We're gonna see if it holds temps. We're gonna see if we can keep our fire going good, and I'm looking forward to it. I think it's gonna be pretty cool. The only thing I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna clean it off a little bit, just wipe some of the snow off of, obviously, the stack, the front shelf, the lid a little bit, and then we're gonna get started, get a fire going, and I will keep you guys posted throughout this cook. I'm doing a slab of pork belly, and I'm doing some ribs that I've had in the freezer for a while, so excited to do this today. See how it goes. That's pretty much all I'm gonna do. I'm gonna get the fire going. Everything else is gonna melt off of this. To get my smoker going, I just got some good lump charcoal and a chimney starter. Got a little fire starter on the bottom. I just get this going for like 20 minutes until the charcoal's all burning. I'll seat this, since there's really nowhere to put this. I just put it right inside the firebox until the coals are ready. Then I just dump it right in and I build my fire right on top. Just put it right inside. Check back in like 20 minutes. Typically I'd open my lid while I'm getting the smoker going until I get a good coal bed. Obviously with the snow, I'm not gonna leave my lid wide open and get a bunch of snow inside. So I'm just gonna put the stack wide open, and that's how I'm gonna get the fire going today. All right, it's been about 20 minutes. Already getting a lot of melt on the entire smoker just from the charcoal chimney. So I'm gonna start getting the fire going. I typically get my fires going as close as I can to the door of the firebox, just to keep all the heat as far away from the cooking area as possible. These are starting to catch, and again, typically I'd leave my lid open. I just open it now just to get some airflow going through to let these catch, but I'm going to close it so I don't get a bunch of snow inside the smoker. And the goal now is just to get a good coal bed going and get the smoker up to temp. And I'll check back in like 30 minutes and we'll start throwing meat on. Now I got my firebox door wide open and I got the damper wide open. For this cook, I have a 4.5 pound slab of pork belly from my local butcher. I used to get the pork belly from Costco in the big package. They're usually like 10 pounds. But I found that they're extremely inconsistent and uneven across the board, typically, in terms of thickness and fat ratio. So I just go with my local butcher shop, ask to take a look, and I pick the section of the pork belly that I want. For the seasoning, salt and pepper, keeping it simple. That slather that I put on for a binder is yellow mustard, thinned out with a little bit of apple cider vinegar. All right, it's been about 30 minutes. Smoker's almost up to 200, a little under 200. All the way across. And I got the pork belly out here, and we're gonna get this on. I cut the pork belly in half. I figured it might cook a little bit quicker and more surface area for smoke. So this is the way that I did it. Placing on the opposite side of the cooking chamber from the firebox, and fat cap up as always. For smoking at 250, I usually close my damper down to about a third of the way closed and leave my door on the most open setting, which is probably open 2 or 3 inches. With the steel being so cold and covered in snow initially, we're finally rocking at 250-ish across the smoker. It's been probably like an hour since I lit the fire, which is a little longer than I'm used to. At this point, the smoker is totally clear of any snow, and we're starting to get some snow melt underneath. About 3 hours in, and I'm going to stop giving updates because this thing is running like a champ, and we're just holding 250, so I'm not going to keep boring you. 5 hours in here, the smoker's running like it usually does in the summer months, fall months. It took a little bit longer to preheat, get up to like 200, 225 initially, but after that, I mean, everything's rolling like it normally does, and I'm having no issues holding at 250 pretty much across the entire cooking chamber. I've had the pork belly on for about 4 hours and some ribs on for like 3.5 ish. I've been a little busy doing snow cleanup and playing with the kids, but pretty low maintenance cook here. Both looking good. Those ribs might be ready to wrap up. Yeah, I'm gonna wrap those. And the pork belly starting to look good. I'm gonna wrap up those ribs. I'm just gonna do barbecue sauce thinned out with a little bit of apple cider vinegar, and we're gonna let that pork belly keep rolling. I'd like to get a nice dark bark on my pork belly. So throw a couple more logs on here and keep going. Just want you guys to see this pork belly at this point. Just that dark red mahogany color. Bark is forming nicely, and it's just looking and smelling so good. Pork belly is the focus of this video, but I'm just showing you how the ribs came out. All right, we're done with this cook. It's been 7 hours. Smoker ran like a champ. The only difference that I noticed, it just took a little bit longer to reach 225, 250 during that initial firelight. So, I mean, maybe 20 extra minutes, an extra log from what I'm normally used to, and this thing was covered with snow. So I'm super impressed. I love this thing. Right now I'm at 250 on the right side, and on the left side, like 240, 245-ish. So holding true and smoking great. Our pork belly is done, just about done. So let's go take a look at that. I moved it a little closer up to the fire for the last 30 minutes or so, just to get this temp going. I'm done with this cook at this point. Being out in the snow all day, so I just want to get this over with. It looks good. Feels good. I'd say we're done. And this is the other one. Little hot, little hot. So overall, I'm super impressed with this pit. I'm super happy I went with Patriot Pits. Being from New England, I would not be able to do this without a smoker of this quality and this build. Pork belly in the snow. The pork belly came off the smoker at 200 degrees internal. I brought it inside, wrapped it loosely with foil for a 30-minute rest. This came out nice and juicy with some good texture to it. Did not fall apart slicing. Wasn't overcooked. The seasoning came out pretty good. Perfect pepper ratio, I think, and was very happy with this cook. I love smoking pork belly. I would pick a slab of pork belly over pork belly burnt ends any day. It's easy. It's very forgiving. Tons of flavor. Great leftovers. Very inexpensive, and I've never met anyone that didn't like it. If you enjoy this video, I would greatly appreciate a subscription to my page. I'm relatively new to YouTube, and I got a lot of content planned for the upcoming year. Thank you, guys.